Well, I just about got the new brooding area all finished up. Let's go in and take a look. All right, so here it is. I'm actually sitting down in it so you can see me on camera. It's a little cramped in the shed here, but what I've done, instead of building a lid for this, if you remember in my last video about the meat chickens, getting meat chickens, putting the brooder box in here, this is my truck bed liner that I wasn't using, so we decided to use it as a brooder. I put a board across the front and realized it was a little too short. It was only about 18 inches tall, and you really need it to be a little over 2 feet tall in order to not have to worry about putting a lid on it. And I decided instead of building a lid, that's what was my initial thought, I'm just gonna build the walls up. So I just did it with cardboard. I mean, these are just cardboard boxes. I just duct taped them in there. It's actually working out pretty well. Super cheap, free, didn't cost me anything really. Plenty sturdy. I mean, this isn't gonna fall over or anything like that. So I'm just putting the finishing touches on this brooder box, and I'll bring you in a little bit closer here in a second. There's pretty poor light in here, but we'll see how that goes. Got a couple of heat lamps set up here with my temperature sensor. I run a temperature Inkbird Wi-Fi enabled, what is it? I can't remember what the model number is. ITC 308 is the model number for that. And this will let me set the temperature so I don't have to worry about moving the lights up and down. I can set the temperature on here. It works like a thermostat basically. I've got my temperature probe right down there. So I've got to put some bedding in here. I got to secure these heat lamps so they won't come off here. I don't want to have to worry about them falling off. So those are the things I'm going to work on next. Well, got it pretty much all set up. Got my lights plugged in. I got one bulb that's out. I got two lights hanging, one bulb that's out, so I'm gonna have to replace the bulb. I'll bring you in close and show you kind of what I got going on in here. All right, so this is the brooding area I've got here. Right down there is where I'm gonna put the water dish. I actually got that idea from Living Traditions Homestead. It's a hot water heater pan, and it was $7, $8 at the local hardware store. So I picked one of those up, set the water in there so if it does leak at all, or they make a mess out of the water, I don't have to worry about it getting into the bedding. I don't have to worry about the bedding so much getting into the water, so that should help keep that a little bit cleaner. I got my feeder laid out there. I don't have any chicken feed yet. I'll pick that up later. I don't want to have to store it any longer than I need to, and I've got a little time before the chickens are coming. I got my like I said, my lights hung up there, put a screw in the board up there to keep them from falling, so I don't have to worry about that. My little thermostat plugged in right there. Right now it's reading about 50 degrees, but it's pretty chilly out today. It's only, I don't know, high 30s. I can see my breath, so it's pretty cold out. I'll get another light bulb and replace that one over there that's burned out, and that should be enough to heat this brooder up. And then I've got the the extra hay over there. That's what I used for bedding. It was on sale, so bought a bale of hay, used that for bedding. And this is where I'm going to be keeping my feed in this tub right here, and it all fits in here pretty nicely. So I think we're all set up and ready to go. Well, not much more to do. I've got to get a watering system to put in here. I toyed with the idea of using little drip waters or any of those kinds of things. I think I'm just going to go ahead and get one of those gravity water feed or gravity waterers. There we go. Probably a 2 gallon or 3 gallon or something like that. That should be plenty enough for these birds. I think they'll do just fine on that. This is the place where I think I'm going to start brooding my quail from now on too. It's a much bigger area. I think it'll work out really, really well. It's a little chilly out right now. The heat lamp's having a hard time keeping up with heating this brooder up. But I think once I close this door up and all, it'll be just fine. The one thing I'm disappointed about is You know, my temperature sensor there is Wi-Fi enabled, so it connects to my Wi-Fi, and I can use it to like remote from my phone. It'll send me alarms if it gets too hot or too cold or any of those things. But I'm too far away, it won't connect from here. So but that's okay, it's not that big of a deal, it's just a little bit of a disappointment. So other than just getting some chicken feed and getting the water in here, I think I'm ready for some chickens. So we've got them coming probably mid-April. I'll keep you guys updated as we go. And I think that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, God bless.